Hello, everybody. I am so excited because we are here with Derell Collier, and he is the trap trader. But I am excited about that because this young man has come on to the Mission Possible platform and has changed the game when it comes to trading in this space. And so do me a favor. Just tell the people when it comes to trading, what it is that you love about it, what you do, how you got on the platform, what made you stick with trading with Mission Possible Worldwide?
What made me stick with it? I'm not just saying this because you're here, but you had a lot to do with it.
Bless the Lord.
The way you simplify it and the way I seen results. The results are important.
Just God.
The way I seen the results, it helped me because, this could be a game that, you can quickly quit.
Yes, you can. Say that. Say that. Talk about that. Talk about why, because people come into this space and everybody, I am the Candlestick Queen. I'm B. Davis. I'm the MPW Futures Educator, but people come into this space and they have a tendency to think that it's going to happen overnight. Talk to them about, or just share with us about why you need sticking and staying power to see the outcome that you want to see.
So I was one of those people who thought that I was going to get rich overnight. Looking at YouTube, I'm seeing people make 50,000, 40,000, 70,000 a trade. And I'm saying, oh, I'll be doing that tomorrow. And I blew many accounts, got frustrated, quit, said I wasn't going to do it. But then I had to think, discipline. If it was just a get rich quick scheme, then the whole world would be doing this. And I understand that the market makers are trying to take our money. Mm-hmm. So discipline is a must.
Yeah.
Discipline is a must.
Yeah. So people coming in, they think that, that it's going to be a overnight thing. And it's not an overnight thing. It's definitely not overnight. But one of the things that I love that you said was the simplicity, because that is my strategy. And that is one of the things that I focus on when it comes to teaching on the platform is the simplicity of, it's just like the gospel, the simplicity of the gospel. It ain't deep. It's simple. And when we overcomplicate things, we end up missing it. And so trading from the best traders in the world, the people who have been doing this for a very long time, they will tell you, the simpler you keep it, the more money you're going to make. When you got all this stuff on the charts, it just makes it a whole lot more complicated. Well, now we know with the Exodus strategy, you talk about that. Talk about how that has helped you with your trading journey, with seeing the market, the simplicity of seeing the market, but knowing what the market looks like, but then adding those indicators after you see for yourself what the market looks like. Talk about the simplicity and how the Exodus strategy helped you with seeing the market.
Okay, the Exodus strategy. We talking about the way out.
Yeah. Get out.
This is the way out. It just really simplifies everything. It's not complicated. You don't have to, your technical analysis and these things are important to understand. You do have to know the information. But once you know it, you're just entering and exiting at the right times. Your key levels, like you just made it so simple. Just key levels. And just key levels, really key levels was the key
levels. And so you talk about the key levels, but you said something earlier that I think a lot of people don't even realize, even when it comes to understanding technical analysis, you still have to be disciplined.
Yes.
Because I can see, let me just, my stuff. I can see key levels and still overtrade. I can see key levels and still break my rules. I can still see key levels and know where to enter, where to exit, and go on tilt mode. And tilt mode is where you just go and blow accounts. And so when we talk about the exit strategy, it is a tool to help you see the market and help you with your entries and your exits when you are new to the trading space. But talk about that discipline just a little bit more, that discipline factor when it comes to being disciplined with risk management and not having position size too big, because that's what helps blow accounts too. If the trader, we don't live to see the next day, or that account doesn't live to see the next day, because we end up over leveraging our account. Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so you said something key, rules. And breaking your own rules.
Ooh.
We already know breaking rules doesn't end up well. It's just in life, period.
It does.
So, as far as discipline, you might have a $2,500 day. And that move might happen in 10 minutes. And if you put in your mind, well, I'm finna do this every day, every 10 minutes of the day, you're gonna go, just because you've seen it one time, you'll break your rules, you'll revenge trade, because emotions do get involved.
It does.
This is a very emotional state.
It is.
Because your money is involved.
That's right.
So, when you're not disciplined, you'll find yourself in a world of trouble.
And so let's talk about the Trap House to the Trade House that we have coming up here in April, the events that we're going to be hosting right here at the Lion's Share Co-work. So let's talk about some of the history behind, we talk about the Trap House to the Trade House, the history behind the Trap House to the Trade House. And so now, let me just say this, part of my history, or part of my passion with teaching this to a demographic of people that are disenfranchised is because I have family who, from Chicago, I know intelligent, smart people, but because they got caught up in the life that promised more money, they ended up not here anymore. And I know that if they had this information that we have, it would have changed the trajectory of their lives. So
listen, we're talking about the Trap House to the Trade House.
Yes.
And I know you talking about, why we all do what we do. You're from Chicago. So let's start there.
I'm Chicago. Well, I'll say this. I was born in Miami and transitioned to Chicago, 1987. Grew up in a nice neighborhood. It wasn't bad, but it was one of those neighborhoods that the kids were doing well, and it was drugs were introduced into our community. And so the young people growing up, this is what they resulted, this is what they decided they were going to do, because that's what was promoted to them at that time. And so my cousins, my brother, family members, this is what, they decided they wanted to do. But fast forwarding, one of the reasons that I have a passion for teaching this is because I know that their reason for doing it was because they wanted money. They wanted freedom that they didn't know they wanted. And a life was presented to them that if they had this information, it would have changed their lives. My cousin would still be here. My brother, he would have had a different lifestyle. Friends that I grew up with, they would still be here. And so I know if they had this information that we have, and this is why I want to present this information to as many young people, as many disenfranchised African Americans as I possibly can, because it's been information that has been hidden in plain sight from us for so long. And if we knew that there was an escape route, we would have took that route instead, but it was never presented to us. So that's part of my why for the Trap House to the Trade House.
And I'm so glad we had the opportunity to talk about the trap house to the trade house, because, when we hear words, they take different meanings, but I want to talk about the faith and finance aspect. So there are a lot of people trapped in the house, right? They're trapped in the house, believing God for the afterlife, but understanding kingdom is now. And because we're not teaching, you're talking about information on how to strive and not just survive. So a lot of people are trapped in the house. They worship every Sunday, right? And then at 3 o'clock, they're depressed because they don't have the ends to meet, because they don't have the information. Right? So we're talking about the trap house to the trade house. We're going to trade all our sorrow. We're going to trade all our shame, because God adds his riches without any sorrow. So we're talking about getting all the people out of the trap, right? Because most people, when they hear the word trap house, they probably only thinking about it from one perspective. But guess what I do know? That person that's trapped in that job, right? They're exchanging time for dollars. That journey onto brokenness, just over broke, jump out of bed, right? Having no time to spend with their family. They're traveling around the world. They're trapped. They're trapped in their mind. Right? Because their disbelief. They don't believe that they've been called to be wealthy. And I always wanted, because, I'm faith and finance. You're the Candlestick Queen, right? This is the trap trader, right? But then think about those people who are trapped in the house. And they hear the scripture, Deuteronomy 28:12, where you shall be the lender and not the borrower. Right? But then the people that have a Gideon thought process. Well, where be the miracles? Right? I don't see none of that stuff happening in my life, right? Because they trapped. Because we as leaders have not empowered the people. So we want everybody to step to Exodus.
We want everybody free.
To get out. So, Mr. Collier,
yes, sir.
Once again, you have a compelling story as well. So you have experience. Talk to us about why you excited about, from the trap house to the trade house.
Well, I literally came from the trap house to the trade house, and like you said, it's about money. This was our inspiration to getting in this game, and feeling like we can make large sums of money quickly. In this trading space, I feel like we can also make large sums of money quickly. With discipline, and the right teaching, with the right information.
So listen, the Candlestick Queen, tell us about your transition. I want to introduce you as well to the community of Jacksonville, the city of Jacksonville, the state of Florida, right? Because because of what you've been able to create, the Exodus strategy, talk to the people and help them understand how, from the trap house to the trade house, and utilizing the Exodus strategy, the inspiration, right, that came from having people escape whatever circumstance and condition, if they follow your guidance. And we have testimony, we have results, and tell us about everything that you're doing, not only for people, but I know there's some unique things that God has called you to. I know you have a passion for people, but also women as well. Can you kind of talk to us about that?
Well, I will say that one of my passions and one of the things that God birthed in me when I got saved, I got saved at a young age. I got saved at 15, let's say 14, 15 to 16. It took 3 years, okay? 14, 15, 16. And during that time, 18 was the year that God really birthed some things in me. And my passion is deliverance. It's seeing people free, because he set me free. And so one of the things that he birthed out was the Exodus strategy. And the Exodus strategy was birthed out because of, I know that I love doing hair. I was a hairstylist, did hair for 20 years, but I had no freedom. I had no freedom to be who God was calling me to be, because if I said the wrong thing, my clients would be upset. So I couldn't speak what I needed to speak. the way I needed to speak it because I was afraid of losing money. And so you can't be who you want to be or be who you need to be if you're afraid of resources being taken away from you. And so I would hold back who God was calling me to be. And that was one of the reasons that I wanted to get in the trading space, was because I said, I'm making $700 doing this particular client. I'll make $1,500 over here doing this particular client, but I have to work hours to make that money. I have to do so many hours to get that. And when I was introduced to trading back in 2020, I saw that I was able to do that in seconds. I said, this is a no-brainer. I said, who in the world will want to keep doing this when you can do this? And so, that was one of the things that inspired me. Those are the things that inspired me to get with the trading space. But the Exodus strategy was birthed out of the pain of me paying for education and not getting what I was paying for. I paid a lot of money to learn how to trade, and nobody taught me what I paid for. And when I got the Mission Possible Worldwide, God broke open the Exodus strategy, where I was able to, he would wake me up in the middle of like at 6 o'clock in the morning and say, go back test. And I'm like, okay. And he said, you see this on go? This is what happens every time. And then he said, now these are the indicators that you're going to need. I would run into, different people talking about indicators. He said, now merge. And I started merging the indicators. And he said, now do you see when this one does this is what this said. Now this is what's going to be called the Exodus strategy. This is your Exodus. This is how you're going to get out of all of the situation. This is how you're going to stay from behind the chair. This is how you're going to walk away from 20 years from behind the chair. And let me just say this. It is a process. But when you are hungry and you know what God said and you want freedom, you're going to stick and stay until you see freedom. You're going to do whatever it is that you need to do to be free. And so on the platform, excited about the Exodus strategy, created the tool, MPW powered the tool. Excited about that. And now the focus is taking that to women through Lydia Truth, powered by Mission Possible Worldwide. And so bringing that to women to show them that you do not have to compromise who you are to make money. You do not have to sell yourself short to provide for your children. You don't have to feel like you're not, you don't have to, see, this is the other thing. You don't have to have an OnlyFans page to make money. You don't have to do that. And so you do not have to demoralize yourself. There's ways to make money by skills. And this is a way for women to become influential, not just in their communities, but you need to be able to teach your children something different. Your children are watching what you're doing. They're watching what you say. Women are the first teachers of the children, especially if they are around. And whatever you teach them is what they're what's in them. And so now is the time for us to be empowered. Now is the time to take the resources and the information and pass that down generationally. And it's going to require us teaching them something different. But in order for us to teach them something different, we have to know something different. And so now my position is taking Lydia Truth and gathering a community of women that are Lydias, that are into women of worship, but also women of commerce, and taking that, taking those women and building up not just a Lydia Truth, but a women who have the heart of Deborah, that are going to be worshiping warriors in the marketplace. So that's just a little bit.
Wow. So folks, once again, hey, we're excited. Mission Possible Worldwide, where we believe all things are possible, especially for you.
Yeah. So guys, make sure that you come out. We're going to be laying out the dates for the Trap House and the Trade House. It's going to be right here at this location. And we're excited because this is the season. If you're not in the market, you need to be in the market. Now is the time. So we're going to lay out the dates for you to come out and be a part of what we're doing. We're excited for it, and we will see you in April at the Trap House to the Trade House. Okay. See you soon.
No.